so let's get started. We'll just jump in right away. Take a nice comfortable seat, moving the flesh away from your sitting bones, instead of nice and tall. And as you close your eyes, welcome your breath. Give yourself a moment to settle in wherever you are. You're here in the studio or at your own home. Letting go of whatever came before this moment, whatever it took to get to your mat today, and whatever is still to come with this holiday season. And then begin by extending your roots downward and your crown upward, sitting up nice and tall and rooting firmly down into your seat. And then in your mind's eye, find the centered line that runs between your crown and your base. This is the Sushumna Nadi. This main energetic channel where all of the chakras are housed. And this vertical line goes all the way up to the heavens and all the way down into the core of the earth. So you feel yourself connected above and below. And as you deepen your breathing, feel as if you could draw the breath up your core on each inhale and all the way back down on the exhale. Keep the depth of your roots even as you inhale, extend up. And keep the lift that you've gained as you exhale and send back down. Take a moment to breathe here in stillness. And I invite you to set an intention for your practice today, for your day, for your holiday season, even maybe for this next year if you haven't done that. And then go ahead and bring your hands together in front of your heart, energetically sealing in your intention, beginning welcoming your practice. And we'll do this with 3 cleansing breaths. Take a deep breath in and let it go with a sigh. 2 more like that. Full inhale and a complete exhale. 1 more. And then gently bow your head to your heart. Slowly open your eyes, release your hands. And go ahead and change the cross of your legs. And then you'll bring your hands to your knees and just start with some gentle hip circles. And we'll call these dreidel tops. Like you're spinning dreidel. It's going in one direction. Working towards keeping your hips and your legs grounded. And opening up the hips, the upper body, the side bodies. And then you'll slowly start to spiral the other way. And then slowly come up to center. Bring your hands to heart center and we'll move through a circle of joy breath here. So as you inhale, you'll interlace your fingers and lift your elbows. As you exhale, you'll press your palms away and round through your back. Inhale, stretch your arms up, look up and reach up. Exhale, float the arms down, interlace your hands behind you. Inhale, lift your chest, stretch your arms away. And exhale, hands back to heart center. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, interlace fingers, lift the elbows. Exhale, press the palms away, round your back. Inhale, reach the arms up and lengthen. Exhale, float the arms down. Interlace your hands behind you. Inhale, stretch the arms away. Lift your chest, look up. Exhale, hands back to heart center. And one more. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, press your palms away and round. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down. Inhale, interlace your hands behind you. Stretch. And exhale, hands back. Good. Here we'll move into child's pose. Yeah, it's going to be one of those practices, right? Where you start with a bunch of layers and maybe you have to take them off and then put them back on. So here you'll take your knees wide, hips back towards your heels, walk your hands out in front of you. Give yourself a good stretch. And breathe. And as you inhale, make your way up to tabletop. You can pat your knees here if you need a little cushion. Knees are under your hips or just slightly behind, wrists are under your shoulders. And we'll move through a round of cat and cow here. As you inhale, lift your sitting bones, tailbone rises, belly gets soft, melt the heart, look up. As you exhale, round through your back, tailbone draws down, belly draws in, pull your ribs back, reach into your chest. Flow with your breath for a few rounds here. And then on the next inhale, you'll come back to a neutral spine and tone up the belly. Draw your low belly in towards your spine. So you're keeping a strong connection through the core. Stretch your right leg out behind you. Tuck your toes under on the ground and press out through your heel. Take a few breaths here. And you could stay just like this, or you could extend your left arm out. And maybe you want to pick up your back foot. It's not necessary. It feels good to me to have my foot down and stretch out my calf, so I'm going to leave it. But we call this one running reindeer. And then release. And switch sides. Extend the left leg back, tuck the toes under, press out through your heel. Going to stretch all through that back side of the leg of the calf. Check back in with your core, tone your belly. And then decide if I'm going to stay like this, or you could extend your right arm out. If you picked up your back leg on the first side, you can do that on this side. Otherwise, you just stay like this, running reindeer, second side. And then release. Now you'll pivot your right foot out to the side. Keep all of the weight in your right hand. Extend your left leg back, sole of the foot on the ground. Open your left arm up, coming into a Bakshitasana variation. This one's called Holiday Star. Curl your shoulders back, maybe lean back. Let yourself shine bright like a star here. Exhale, release, and second side. So the left foot pivots off of the mat, extend the right leg back, sole of the foot comes to the ground. All of your weight into your left hand, reach your right arm up. Breathe. Roll the shoulders back, press your hips forward. Holiday Star, second side. Exhale, release, and take your time, make your way into downward facing dog. Be downward facing right here today. And pedal out through your legs, bending one knee, sending the opposite heel towards the earth. Stretch your chest back. And on your next inhale, you'll walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Exhale as you fold, bowing over your legs. You keep your knees bent here. And then press down into your feet. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. This time, interlace your fingers, steeple your index fingers. Take a look down in front of your body. And as you do, notice that you pull your belly in, you pull your ribs back. You're going to keep that as you lift your gaze and lift your chest. Press down into your feet. Inhale, lengthen up through your fingertips. Exhale, reach out and over to the right. Send your hips to the left. And here we are in candy cane. Inhale back to center and exhale, reach out over to the left, send your hips to the right. Inhale back to center, exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bow forward and inhale, lengthen halfway to a flat back. Exhale as we fold in, and we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, bow forward and fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway to a flat back. Exhale, fold back in, press down into your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 1 more. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold back in, press into your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. If you here, we'll add on. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bow forward and fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, step back into downward facing dog. We'll move through a gentle vinyasa here. You'll inhale, come forward to a high plank and bring your knees down. Once your knees are down, pick your feet up. Keep your hips pressing forward so your butt doesn't stick back. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bend your elbows, lower your chest all the way down to the ground. Knees are still bent. Pick up one knee, extend it back towards the back of your mat and bring it down. So you're lengthening the front of your hips. Do the same thing with your left side. Left knee lifts, lengthen the leg, bring it back down. Then extend both knees, press the tops of your feet down to the ground. Take your shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts as you inhale. Lunge it forward as you exhale. You can take your time to really get your foot all the way up there in between your hands. Right knee is over your right ankle. Pivot your back heel down so you have heel to arch alignment. And when you're ready, cartwheel your arms up, warrior 2. Today, this is one of 3 kings. Right knee bends and is right over your front ankle, or it could be slightly behind. If it comes forward of your ankle, you need more space. And as you sight down your front knee, you should be able to see your big toe. Arms extend straight out, center of the head right over your tailbone. Breathe here. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. The second of 3 kings. Leaning back. Then press down into your front foot, straighten your front leg. Inhale, extend your arms back out to a T. Exhale, reach your fingertips forward, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. You could use a block here. And this is the third of 3 kings. Put a bend into your right knee, cartwheel your arms down to the ground, step back into downward facing dog. You can move through vinyasa here, you could stay right in downward facing dog, or you could rest in child's pose, up to you. Then left leg lifts as you inhale. You'll lunge it forward as you exhale. Once your ankle is underneath your knee, pivot your back heel down, find heel to arch alignment, cartwheel your arms up. The first of 3 kings, warrior 2. Center of the head right over the tailbone. Wrists in line with your shoulders. Breathe. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. The second of 3 kings. Then press down into your front foot, straighten your front leg. Inhale, float your arms up to a T. Exhale, reach your fingers past your toes, finding your way into triangle pose here, Trikonasana, the third of 3 kings. This time you'll put a little bend into your front knee, and from your right wrist, you'll come all the way back up to stand. Exhale, hands to your hips. You'll turn your left toes in, so you're in a wide-legged stance. Feet are parallel. And here, you'll take your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, and Yoga Mudra, take your shoulders up, back, and down. And then lift your gaze, lift your chest, stick out your tongue, and you're catching snowflakes. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bow forward. You can wrap the arms overhead, resist your shoulders away from the earth, and you take a lion's breath here, take a deep breath in, open your mouth, stick your tongue out really wide, and go. Let the crown of your head move down towards the ground. Keep resisting gravity in your shoulders. Couple of breaths. And then exhale, release the clasp in your hands. Bring your hands down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen halfway to the flat back. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. From the back of the heart, inhale, all the way up, and step your feet together. Have your feet sitting bone or hip distance apart here. Bring your arms up overhead. Palms face in. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, go sit back. If you're sitting in a chair for Utkatasana, this is elf on a shelf. My mom asked me if I wanted to do one of those elf on a shelf things for Connie. And I was like, absolutely not. Because you know what that sounds like? A lot of work for me. Something else for me to do every night. Like, no way, no thank you. Press down into your feet, inhale all the way up. Exhale into your heart. I'll delay that as long as possible. Thanks very much. Okay, from here, let's move into our winter tree, or it could be a Christmas tree or a Yule tree, whatever you like. So you can bring all the weight to your right foot and open your left knee out to the side. And you can decide here if you want to keep your foot in your ankle or bring it up your shin or up over your knee onto your inner thigh, hands to your heart, and reach your arms up. Press your foot into your leg back into your foot. Get a little taller. And when you're ready, come on out, shake it out. And second side, all the way to your left foot. Open your right knee out to the side. And same thing here. If you want your heel to your ankle, your foot to the side of your shin, or upper inner thigh above your knee, just never on the side of the knee. And then when you're ready, arms reach up, you extend your winter branches. And when you're ready to release, shake that out. And let's take another wide-legged stance on our mat. This time, turn your toes out slightly, coming into snow guards. So hands can come to your thighs, and your knees, and your butt back. You can kind of rock side to side here, if something's good. And then you'll take your arms up into goddess and just go side to side like you're a falling snowflake here. Fine. You do your best to not actually be a falling snowflake. Just legs, balance. And then come back to center, press down, inhale, reach all the way up. Here you could be a holiday star, or it could be a still snowflake. And exhale, hands to your heart, turn your toes in so that your feet are parallel. Step your feet in. Sitting bone or outer hip distance apart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, send your hips back. Uttanasana again. This time, your hands along the hands. Press down into your feet. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Turn your toes out. Feet are outer hip distance apart. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, we'll come into Malasana. So you're just going to slowly come all the way down to a squat, sending your butt back. And then here, maybe you can take the arms overhead and be a Christmas tree. And go ahead and release. We'll come down onto our backs. And as you recline, you'll hug your knees into your chest, coming into snowball. Pick yourself a little ball, and you can make little circles in one direction, and then the other. Then go ahead and release, bring your feet down to the ground. Feet are parallel, sitting bone or hip distance apart, and have a block nearby so that you can come into a supported bridge. So here you'll press down into your feet, inhale, lift your hips, take your block and place it underneath your sacrum. It could be at its lowest, middle, or highest setting on the block. You want the block right underneath your sacrum, that fused bone between each side of your pelvis. So it's not on your low back, it's down lower, and it should feel really, really supported. Arms can come down by your sides with palms face up, and here we are in Santa's sleigh. We'll be here for some time. So Ani, my daughter, who is 4, is anti-Santa Claus. And she has been, I think this is like the 2nd year now. And she talks about it all year long. She says, I don't want Santa. So now we have Mrs. Claus come to our house, and she's very open to that. So I guess just a strong feminist who knows that probably Mrs. Claus is the one who does all the work anyway. So here we can all be Mrs. Claus in Mrs. Claus's sleigh. So just take a moment to relax fully and to let the block hold the full weight of your body. Letting go of any of the holiday stress, even if it's just the busyness or any of the worry about the extreme cold and how that affects all of our lives. Just see if for the next few moments you could surrender into the silence and stillness and just allow yourself to be. You could stay just like this, or you could take your right knee in towards your chest and then extend your right leg straight up. If your block's at the highest setting, you may want to drop it down first to give yourself more of a base here. And then maybe you bring your left leg up to meet your right. And then you've got your legs up the chimney. And then you'll slowly, one leg at a time, bring your feet back down to the earth. And once they arrive, press down into the ground. Inhale, lift your hips, move your block off to the side. Bring your pelvis back down to the ground. And then soles of the feet together, knees wide. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And here you are in a Christmas wreath. So your legs make the shape of the wreath. Relax your tongue in your mouth. Relax your jaw. Soften the skin on your face. Inhale your knees back to center. Bring your arms out to either cactus arms or straight out from your shoulders. Take a breath in here, press down into your feet, lift your hips, move them an inch to the left, bring them back down and drop your knees to the right. Gaze out over your left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Pick up your hips, move them 2 inches to the right. Exhale, knees to the left, gaze out over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Cross your left ankle over the top of your right thigh. Pick up your right foot, interlace your hands behind your thigh or on top of your shin. This can be a log on fire. Relax your shoulders back and down. Keep the chest open and breathe. Go ahead and release. This time, pause in constructive rest with your feet as wide as your mat and your knees knocking in onto each other. And we'll switch sides, cross your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. Pick up your left foot and release your hands behind your thigh or on top of your shin. Log on the fire. Then go ahead and release, coming back into constructive rest with feet wide, knees knocked in. You can take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Tuck your knees into your chest, coming into snowball once again. And then roll to your side, maybe your way all the way up to sit. You can sit on the edge of a blanket here. And open your legs wide. The hamstrings are tight, you can always keep your knees bent or put some blanket rolls underneath your knees. And then you'll take your arms out in front of you, interlace your fingers. And you're just going to start stirring a big pot of egg. So in one direction. And then reverse direction, stir the other way. And then come back to center, sit up nice and tall. Maybe this is your pose today, or you can start to pinch forward. Maybe rest your forearms on your blocks. With every inhale, the spine long, and then with every exhale, there's a letting go of release. You can make this more yin and let your head hang in the background. Inhale, walk your hands back in. Take your hands to the backs of your thighs, bring the legs forward, and then you'll extend your legs straight out in front. So same thing here, if hamstrings are tight, take a blanket roll, put it underneath your knees. You can always take your feet a little wider if you have low back considerations. Take an inhale here, sit up nice and tall, and exhale as you fold forward, coming into nutcracker. Every inhale, lengthen your spine, and every exhale, maybe you fold in a little deeper. Inhale, slowly walk your arms in. And from here, you can put on some layers. And we're going to do a seated meditation before Shavasana. So you can get as warm as you want to be. And then make yourself comfortable to sit in meditation for a few minutes. You can sit up on some blankets or some blocks. You're cross-legged, or you can sit in hero's pose, a block in between your feet. I like to put a block there and a blanket on top of that. Yeah, you can always even use 2 blocks. If this is tough on the knees, you know, just a folded blanket right on top of this little block and your feet. Is it comfortable? Yeah, yeah, I found this to be a really kind of cozy seat. Okay, and then once you're all settled in, close your eyes. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Take your shoulders up, back, and down. Root down through your seat, letting your hips and your legs get heavy. Let your tongue get heavy and wide on the lower palate of your mouth. Relax your jaw. Widen the corners of your eyes and let your eyeballs descend back into their sockets. See if you can bring the sense of a smile to the corners of your eyes. The sense of a smile to the corners of your mouth. And the sense of a smile to your ears. From here, perhaps you lean back just slightly. And notice if there's any resistance, any gripping or tension somewhere in the body that you could release or let go of. If you feel called to take a cleansing breath, you can do that. We'll be here for a few minutes in quiet. If your mind starts to wander, just notice and lovingly guide it back to your breath. Then you could decide to stay here and continue meditating. Or you can gently make your way down into Shavasana, which today we'll call a long winter's nap. Maybe you take the time to cover yourself up with a blanket, to make yourself really cozy, so that you could take a rest. Very gently begin to deepen your breath wherever you are. Pulling all of your awareness back into your body. Make small movements with your fingers, your toes. And start to move and stretch in any way that feels good on your body. If you're in Shavasana, you'll hug your knees into your chest, roll to your side, make your way back up to find a comfortable seat. And once you arrive, bring your hands together in front of your heart. And call back your intention that you set for your day, for your practice, for your holiday, for this next year that we're entering into, this next rotation of the sun. We'll end our class and seal in our intentions with a final cleansing breath. Take a deep breath in and let it go with a sigh. Gently bow your head to your heart. The light within me recognizes and honors this very same light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice, for everybody at home, for Joanna for coming out in the cold. And have a wonderful, happy holiday, Merry Christmas, let's celebrate.